Did you know that by the age of 60, your brain may start to change, and not always for the better? But don't panic. There are ways to preserve your memory and mental clarity for many years. Today, I'll share 4 scientifically proven methods that slow down age-related brain changes. Stick with us, and you'll learn how simple habits can work wonders. Have you ever thought about how your brain, just like your body, needs physical activity? It's not just a saying, it's a scientific fact. Even minimal physical exercise can boost brain activity and improve memory. How does it work? When you move, your heart starts to beat faster, increasing blood circulation. More blood means more oxygen and nutrients get to your brain, which helps it function properly. But let's not stop at theory. Let's think about how this looks in practice. Remember how you feel after a walk or a short workout. Lighter, with a clearer mind, and sharper thoughts. Is this something that matters to you? Many people believe that as we age, we need to move less. This is a myth, and it's dangerous. In fact, physical activity in older age is not just necessary, but vital. Recent studies show that even people over 60 who start exercising see significant improvements not only in memory, but also in mood and information processing ability. Think about it. This is not just good for your body, but also a way to keep your mind sharp, the feeling that you can act, create, learn new things. Does that sound like a path to longevity? You don't have to immediately sign up for a gym or run marathons. Walking outside, dancing, light exercises, all these count as physical activity. Stand up from your chair, feel your muscles working, and you'll understand that active movement is not just for the young and healthy. Research confirms that even a simple 30-minute walk a day can reduce the risk of age-related brain changes and improve memory. But how do you choose the type of activity that will be most beneficial for you? Stay with me, and I'll tell you how to take the right first steps. When you are physically active, true magic happens in your brain. You are not just training your body, you're improving neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to renew itself. As a result, the number of new neural connections increases. Think of it as construction. Your brain is building new bridges for information. Amazing, right? And all this with a simple morning walk or a basic warm-up. But what if I told you there's a way to speed up this process? Yes, and this method is available to everyone. But first, it's important to simply begin. Do you know what's the hardest part of any endeavor? Not giving up. And it's especially hard not to give up when it comes to regular physical activity. How do you stay motivated and keep moving? The answer is simple. Start small, gradually increase the intensity, and most importantly, make it enjoyable. If you don't like sports, don't force yourself. Put on your favorite music and dance, or take a walk in the park with friends. The key is to make it fun. After all, if you enjoy what you're doing, you won't even notice when it becomes a habit. Now imagine that in a few months you'll feel energetic and confident. Your brain works better and your memory is sharper. You won't forget important details and deadlines. Every day, your ability to learn and absorb new information will only grow stronger. What would it feel like to live with that kind of sense? This isn't science fiction. It's a reality if you start making physical activity a daily habit. And if you're still unsure, just remember how many people over 60 who began exercising managed to improve their memory and even get rid of chronic fatigue. Don't wait. Start now. What do you think affects the quality of your memory? What truly influences the brain's ability to retain information? When we step into the world of food and nutrients, we can notice something amazing. Even what we put on our plate is directly linked to how our brain works. And this isn't just abstract talk. Scientists have long proven that eating certain foods improves brain activity, while poor nutrition can harm memory. Think about it. How much attention do you pay to what you eat? The next time you order dinner, remember that your food can be your ally in the battle for mental clarity and memory. Let's talk about omega-3 fatty acids. You've probably heard that they're important for the heart and blood vessels, but here's something interesting. They're also incredibly beneficial for the brain. These healthy fats promote neuroplasticity and even help repair neurons damaged by aging. The more omega-3s in your diet, the better your memory and concentration work. But here's the catch. Not everyone knows where to find them. They're not just in fish, but also in nuts, flax seeds, and vegetable oils. Think about it. Maybe you've underestimated these foods. Now you know they can be an important part of your day. Equally important are antioxidants, substances that help fight oxidative stress. As we age, the cells in our body, including brain cells, start to get damaged. But antioxidants from fruits and vegetables help slow this process down. Blueberries, apples, green tea. These foods are known for their antioxidant properties. Imagine eating a cup of blueberries or drinking a glass of green tea, and your brain is protected from aging. The secret is that antioxidants clean up free radicals that can cause damage to brain cells. Can you already picture how small changes in your diet could change your life? What about vitamins? Turns out, B vitamins play a huge role in supporting memory and neuroplasticity. Vitamins B12 and B6 are especially important for the normal functioning of the nervous system. If you lack them, memory may deteriorate, and the brain becomes more susceptible to age-related diseases. Where can you find them? Of course, in meat and dairy products, as well as in leafy greens and legumes. But what if you're a vegetarian or don't like dairy? You might want to consider supplements that can help fill the gap. Think about how many simple solutions there actually are. Here's a surprise for you. Many people don't realize it, but sugar is not only an enemy of your figure, but also a direct enemy of your memory. It causes sharp spikes in blood sugar levels, which affects concentration and memory. Sugar overload can even damage neurons. For example, high sugar intake is linked to cognitive decline and accelerated age-related changes. Of course, you don't have to completely eliminate sweets from your life, but it's worth thinking about how sugar affects your brain. Try limiting sugary drinks and replacing them with water or herbal tea. That's already a step toward improving your memory. So, how can you balance your diet to improve memory? Let's start simple. Add more vegetables, berries, and fish to your daily diet. Focus on nuts, seeds, and green tea. Try to minimize sugar and processed foods like fast food and sweets. At first, this might seem insignificant, but if you start adding healthy foods and cutting out harmful ones every day, you'll feel the difference in just a few weeks. Not only will this improve your health, but it will also boost your mental abilities. Imagine that every day you eat foods that help your brain work at its best. What will those foods be? For example, for breakfast, oatmeal with nuts and berries. For dinner, fish with vegetables. If you add a cup of green tea, you'll ensure not only good well-being but also an active mind for years to come. Think about it. How would your day change if every meal was an investment in maintaining mental clarity? Let's summarize. All these small but powerful changes in your diet will do an amazing thing. They'll slow down the aging of your brain. With each passing day, your memory will become clearer and your thoughts sharper. In just a few months, you'll feel how your ability to absorb information increases. And most importantly, your brain will work at full capacity despite the years. Isn't it worth changing a few habits in your diet today? We all know how nice it is to spend time with friends or family, but it turns out that socializing plays a much more important role than we might imagine. Just recently, scientists proved that an active social life can significantly slow down brain aging and even improve memory. Why? When we interact, our brains are constantly active, processing information, perceiving emotions, solving social tasks. It's important to understand that social activity is not just a way to pass the time. It's a workout for your brain. Every conversation, every new interaction or meeting helps the brain stay flexible and sharp. Think about it. How often do you allow yourself to simply dive into a conversation with loved ones? How often do you make new connections? Maybe it's worth doing this more often. Many of us don't notice how often, due to busyness or just mood, we begin to avoid socializing. But it's worth considering. Loneliness can have serious consequences for our brains. When a person spends too much time alone, it can lead to a decline in cognitive functions and memory. Why? When we are alone, the brain doesn't get enough food for exercise, and neural connections start to weaken. This could be one of the reasons why memory becomes cloudy as we age. Think about it. Maybe sometimes you should step out of your comfort zone and engage with people to maintain your mental activity. The more you socialize, the stronger your brain becomes. Have you ever thought that interacting with others could be one of the best ways to train your brain? When you talk, listen, ask questions, your brain gets activated. This gives your brain a chance to work with new ideas, engage different parts of it, helping to strengthen neuroplasticity, the ability of the brain to create new neural connections. Isn't that amazing? Every conversation is not just a word exchange, but a real workout for your brain. Maybe it's time to arrange more meetups with friends or make new acquaintances to not only bring joy but also support your intellect. It's interesting that support and communication with loved ones also have immense value. Family and friends can become important allies in maintaining your brain's activity. Studies show that having active social connections reduces the risk of developing diseases such as dementia and Alzheimer's. Why? Because communicating with loved ones requires us to use various skills: emotional connection, empathy, conflict resolution, and maintaining a conversation. All of this is invaluable brain training. If you actively maintain relationships with those close to you, you are simultaneously helping your brain stay healthy and functional. How often do you meet with family and friends? Maybe it's time to organize a meetup today. But it's not just communication with loved ones that helps preserve brain activity. It's important to maintain social connections through various hobbies and interest-based activities. This could be participating in clubs, sports events, art workshops, or community projects. These activities create opportunities to interact with different people and require you to apply new knowledge and skills. For example, a reading club, a foreign language study group, or volunteer projects. All of these not only help you stay socially active, but also develop cognitive abilities. Have you ever tried joining a club or group? It could become not only an exciting hobby, but also great brain training. In today's world, technology plays a key role in maintaining social connections. We can communicate with people around the world through social media, video calls, and online chats. However, it's important to remember that not all forms of communication are equally beneficial for the brain. Direct contact, in-person meetings, and live interactions have a much more positive impact on cognitive functions than virtual communication. This is because, in real communication, there are many more interactions. You hear intonation, see facial expressions, and feel the emotions of the other person. All of this activates different parts of the brain. How often do you communicate in person rather than through a screen? Maybe it's time to spend more time in real meetings. Another important point is that the joy of communication also has a positive effect on brain health. When we communicate with people we like, when we laugh and support each other, our brains get a dose of happiness. This boosts dopamine levels, a neurotransmitter that helps improve memory and concentration. Laughter and positive emotions not only strengthen your memory, but also reduce stress levels, which are known to damage neurons. So, the more joy and laughter in your life, the more actively your brain will work. How much joy and laughter do you have in your communication with loved ones? Perhaps it's worth organizing more of these meetings. Ultimately, social activity is not just a way to spend time, but a powerful tool for maintaining brain health and memory. Every conversation, every meeting with friends or new acquaintance is a kind of workout for your brain. Have you already started to notice how important these moments are in everyday life? Perhaps these are the building blocks that will form a strong foundation for a healthy and clear mind in the future. So don't miss opportunities to connect, and your brain will thank you. Have you ever thought that your brain, like your body, requires regular exercise? Just like muscles, which become stronger and more enduring after exertion, the brain develops and strengthens if you give it a challenge. The brain is not something that just works effortlessly. It requires constant stimulation to stay healthy, active, and capable of learning. A simple example: if you want to be in good physical shape, you have to exercise. Similarly, if you want your memory and cognitive abilities to stay high, you need to exercise your brain regularly. But how exactly can you train it to achieve the best results? Let's talk about that in the following chapters. Reading is one of the most accessible and effective brain workouts. When you read, you don't just absorb information, you actively engage with it. You analyze, interpret, and memorize facts and ideas. All these processes require the involvement of different parts of the brain, which encourages its active functioning and strengthens neural connections. It doesn't matter what you read: books, magazines, articles. The key is to make reading a regular part of your day. What if you dedicated just 30 minutes a day to reading? It's not much time, but the result could be amazing. Think about it. What could you read today to develop yourself? Another way to train the brain is through math problems, logical puzzles, and games. This not only helps train your memory, but also improves your problem-solving skills, analysis, and concentration. Tasks like crossword puzzles, Sudoku, riddles, or logical challenges make the brain work harder, improving its flexibility and reaction speed. Psychologists say that even spending 10–15 minutes a day on such exercises can significantly improve cognitive functions. Plus, these exercises can be not only useful, but fun. How about starting your day with a small puzzle? It could be both beneficial and enjoyable. One of the most powerful brain training methods is learning something new. The brain is incredibly flexible, and it trains best when confronted with something unfamiliar. Learning a new language, mastering a musical instrument, or taking up a new hobby. All of this not only entertains but also helps you develop new neural connections. In addition, the learning process helps develop a new set of skills, making you not only mentally active but also always ready for new life challenges. Think about it. When was the last time you tried to learn something completely new? Maybe you've always wanted to learn a new language or learn how to draw. Why not start today? Meditation and mindfulness practices can be real helpers in training your brain. Just recently, scientists proved that meditation helps improve memory, increase concentration, and even slow down age-related brain changes. This is possible because meditation reduces stress levels and helps restore neural connections. In the process of meditation, you learn to focus on the present moment, clearing your mind of unnecessary thoughts and emotional tension. These practices become a powerful tool for improving cognitive functions and emotional well-being. If you haven't tried meditation, maybe it's worth starting with simple breathing exercises. Begin with 5 to 10 minutes a day, and soon you'll notice how your ability to focus improves. Another key point in brain training is repetition. When you repeat information, you strengthen neural connections, which helps you better memorize and absorb new information. Mnemonics, such as creating associations or using chains of facts, can significantly ease the memorization process. The more you repeat the material, the stronger your memory will be. Try using the repetition method. After a few hours or days, return to the material to refresh it in your memory. This approach helps your memory work like a machine, becoming more efficient at remembering new data. It might sound strange, but proper rest also plays a key role in brain training. During sleep, memory consolidation occurs, the process in which new information is transferred to long-term memory. If you don't get enough sleep, all your efforts to improve cognitive functions may be nullified. A simple tip: try to go to bed and wake up at the same time. Avoid heavy meals and drinks a few hours before sleep. Your brain will thank you for it. Agree. Sometimes we forget how important sleep is, but it's one of those aspects that make all brain training effective. As we age, our brains may become less flexible if we don't keep them active. To avoid mental stagnation, it's important to maintain regular brain training. It doesn't have to be complex or demanding tasks. Small daily efforts are enough to maintain your mental activity. Whether it's reading, solving puzzles, or learning something new, consistent brain training will not only improve memory, but also stimulate your brain for years to come. Think about how you can incorporate brain training into your daily life. Every effort will pay off. As a result of constant mental training, you'll achieve not only improved memory, but also preserved mental activity for many years. A brain that regularly works stays flexible, adaptive, and alive. It can learn new things, solve problems, and keep cognitive functions at a high level. And the most important thing is that the brain is an organ capable of a lot, if you give it the chance. Start today and you'll see tangible results in just a few weeks. Think about what you could start doing right now to keep your brain in perfect shape. That's it. You now know how to maintain your brain's activity, train it, and slow down age-related changes. Physical activity, proper nutrition, social connections, and regular mental exercises are not just separate tips, but key steps in preserving your memory and mental clarity for many years. Imagine if you started applying these methods today. In a few months, your brain will be more flexible, and your memory will be clearer and more reliable. Remember, every day is an opportunity to strengthen your mind and make it even stronger. Don't forget, you don't have to do everything all at once. Start small, with a walk in the fresh air or reading a book. Gradually add new habits and try to be consistent. This way, you'll create a foundation that will support your brain in great shape for many years. Apply these tips, share them with your loved ones, and who knows, maybe in a few years you'll be amazed at how easily you solve problems that once seemed difficult. Your memory and brain are your best allies, and their strength is in your hands. Time to act.